Hello Pokenerds, welcome to another video. Today we are going to be discussing an important topic, and I know that this is something a lot of beginners seem to be asking about in help chat and all chat all the time when they first start pro, and this is Pokemon stats. So in this video we're going to cover what exactly EVs, IVs, and total stats are, natures, and how they affect our stats. If you guys are anything like me, before I started Pro, the last Pokemon game I had played was Generation 3, which was Pokemon Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. And I literally had no clue about anything related to EVs and IVs, and I was like, what? When I first started Pro, like, what is this? I don't know what this is. And I had to like research it and figure it out on my own, basically. So let's start talking about it right now. So you can see that there are 3 columns of numbers on my Breloom here, right? And they're color coordinated. So naturally, the larger numbers, which are the ones to the far left in white, those are our total stats. And then we have the orange stats and the blue stats. The orange stats are called IVs, or individual values. And these individual values are random numbers generated from 1 to 31 that your Pokemon has when you catch it. So the closer the number is to 31, the better your IVs are. So this is really important when we're hunting for a Pokemon. We're going to get these randomly generated IV values, and we're going to be looking for a Pokemon with as high or as close to 31 as we can get. Alright? Now that we've cleared that up, how does this affect my total stat? Okay, so as we said, the white stats are our stat total, and these are determined by the Pokemon's base stats, which you can find in the Pokedex or online if you want to Google every single Pokemon. And for each 1 point I have in my IVs, it corresponds to bonus 1 point in my stat total at level 100. So out of the 352 stat total I have in attack on my Breloom, 24 of those come from my IVs. So you guys can see, like, this is really important when you guys are playing PvP or even fighting like hard bosses in the game. You really want to maximize the stats as much as you can. So now let's start talking about the EVs. The EVs are the blue stats, and they're called the effort values. And these, you can get them on your own by encountering wild Pokemon, and each type of random Pokemon will give you a different stat. So if you kill a first evolution Pokemon like a Rattata, it's going to give you +1 in speed because it's the first evolution, and that Pokemon happens to give speed as an effort value. If I were to kill a second evolution form of Rattata, which is Raticate, then I would get bonus 2 in my effort value in speed. And this is what we call EV training. EV training is when you search for a specific Pokemon that gives a specific stat after fainting it in order to maximize your own Pokemon's effort values. So every Pokemon can get a maximum of 510 effort values in Pokemon Revolution Online, and you can only have 252 maximum in one stat. So I chose Breloom as an example in this video since he has a pretty straightforward EV training. He's maximized in attack and speed. 252 attack, 252 speed, and then I had a leftover 6 that I put in defense. Now you guys are thinking like, oh my god, if I have to kill Rattatas until I get 252 in speed, then I have to kill 252 Rattatas and that's gonna take freaking forever. Okay, it takes a little less time than that because fortunately there's an item in game called a Macho Brace, and when you have this item equipped on your Pokemon while training it, then it gives you double the effort values that you're supposed to get from that Pokemon. So instead of getting 2 EV values from Eradicate in speed, I would get 4. And that really speeds up the process. So we said that IVs are a 1-to-1 ratio when it comes to the total stat, but EVs on the other hand, every 4 points you have in EVs corresponds to 1 bonus point in your total stat. Alright, so now that we've got our stats in check, now let's talk about what on earth are these nature things that I see here. Like on my screen, you guys can see Breloom has a jolly nature, And this is important because every nature does something specific to a stat. So in this case, Jolly increases my speed, it's in green, you guys can see that, by 10%, and it decreases my special attack by 10%, and that's why you guys can see on the left that it is in orange. So as I said before, this all plays an important role in maximizing our Pokemon stats. So as you guys can see, my Breloom is a physical attacker. He's got a lot of attack. He doesn't need his special attack stat at all. So I chose the Jolly nature to improve his speed a little bit, give him that 10% speed bonus. Help me a little bit if I ever decide to use him in PvP, but I don't really use him in PvP, I use him as a false swiper. But that would be the preferred nature for this Pokemon specifically. So on the other hand, there are some natures that are called no nature Pokemon or neutral nature Pokemon, and this is when all the stats are in white, so you don't have the 10% increase and the 10% decrease. And these are natures like Bashful, Serious, Docile. You guys have probably seen them, and if you're hunting for a specific Pokemon and they sync to that nature, they're called sync fails because those are natures that we don't really want. We always want to maximize and bring out the best in our Pokemon, give them the best possible nature they can get. Alright dudes, so now after we talked about all that, you guys are probably thinking like, so I need a Pokemon with really high IVs and the correct nature, like that might take a really long time to find if I'm just running around in the wild and there's like at least 15 natures out there and I need just one specifically, or maybe two. So fortunately, there is something that makes this a lot easier, and that is having a Pokemon with a synchronizing ability, like Abra, Natu, Espeon, Umbreon, and many other Pokemon. So they basically have an ability called Synchronize, and this ability causes any wild Pokemon you encounter to have a 50% chance to have the same nature as your synchronizing Pokemon. So if I have a Bold Kadabra first in my party, and he has a Synchronize ability, when I'm walking in the bushes, there's a 50% chance that any Pokemon I encounter in those bushes will have the bold nature just like my Kadabra does. So let's just synchronize this Bellsprout with our Bold Sync and see how it works. I don't really particularly want this Bellsprout, but I just want to show you how the synchronizing ability has a really good chance to give this Bellsprout a bold nature. Alright, Ultra Ball it just to catch it really quick. And we'll see what nature it has. There we go, bold nature. So it's a 50% chance to get the bold nature, and this makes your hunting a lot easier, trust me. And that pretty much concludes our video. If you guys enjoyed it, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you guys have some things that you guys want to see in the future, please leave a comment because I love reading your comments and I love replying to them. And I hope you guys have an awesome day. Bye bye.